Hello YouTube, Scotty D Speedruns here. Hope you're doing well. I want to have a brief discussion about the methodology behind timing Streets of Rage 2 individual level speedruns. And the main reason that I want to have a conversation about it is not to say this is how I'm doing it and this is how everybody else, if anybody else wants to do Streets of Rage 2 individual level speedruns, should do it. I would like to find out what the most consistent, logical way to do this is. So I want to take you through what I've been doing since I've started doing these individual level speedruns. And I would like to know if anybody has a better idea. So I'm going to discuss exactly how I go about doing it. And maybe I'll bring up what might be some weaknesses with the way I'm doing it as I perceive them. I'm curious to know what the community's feedback is, if there is any. So, without further ado, here we go. Okay, so if we go to the Streets of Rage 2 page at speedrun.com and we look at the rules, here's what we're going to see. Cool, beat the game from start to finish using max. Well, okay, hold on. This is category rules. Game rules, there's nothing for game rules. Interesting. Timing rules, this is what we're interested in. Start the timer when you can control the character. If it makes it easier, set your timer to negative 7.40. Stop the timer when stage 8 clear appears. Oh, I don't do this. I think it's negative 7.25. And I think whenever I set up my timer, I started, I don't know, maybe I didn't think to look at these rules and I timed it myself or something like that. But what I'm doing seems very accurate, and that's not terribly concerning at this point in time for full game runs, just because the difference is negligible at this point. We're dealing with seconds in the full game, even on very easy that I like to run. Now, this also really doesn't matter for individual level speedruns because we're going to frame count them. They're individual level, they need to be frame counted. So that's not really even relevant. All that affects is what I see whenever I finish the run, which isn't the exact time to the millisecond. Okay, continuing on, stop the timer when stage 8 clear appears. So basically what I am doing is, well, you know what, I'm actually going to show you. I'm just going to give you an example. So keep these rules in mind. This is my starting point. This is what I'm thinking about whenever I came up with the way that I'm doing this. As far as I know, this program, Avidamux, is what everybody uses to frame count speedruns. There may be other ways. This is how I do it. It's very easy. It is free program. You download it, and here you go. This is how simple it is. So I open the program. It is open. I'm going to take my video file. Let's see, stage 8, 141 final, and I'm just going to drag it into the body of the program here. It's this video editing software of some sort, and it's going to load the video. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play it, and I'm going to find, actually, hold on, I'm not going to play, I'm going to find where the run starts. And I'm going to get just a little bit ahead of it. Actually, this is perfect. Well, let's go back a little bit. So now if I use the arrow keys, I can advance one frame at a time. And I'm just watching my timer. Okay, so you see how Max walks in and then he stands still. Now, okay, you see that? I'm going to go back. You see how he squats down? Go back one more time. I go to Max's first frame of movement. So he walks in, stands still, and then boom, that right there. That is where I start the speed run. And you'll notice, yes, it is off from this timer a little bit. That doesn't matter. It's not relevant. So basically, I'm going to come down here. You may not be able to see this super well. Doesn't matter. There's an A and a B, and I'm just going to press A. Okay, so just for clarity, one more time, I'm going to back it up. And I'm going to go to Max walking in, stopping, staying still, and then 1 frame at a time until Max's first frame of movement. And for me, that's when he squats down. I think that's the same. At almost every level, you start with a thunder tackle. There's one level, stage 7, you start with a slide. I think all the other ones I start with a thunder tackle. But regardless, I'm starting with Max's first frame of movement. Here is where I see a potential problem, and I want to know what everybody thinks about this. Is it's possible to start the game and then delay Max's movement, right? So, you know, if I don't start my thunder tackle on the very first available frame, then technically the game has started. I have control of the character, but the timer hasn't started yet. Does that matter at this point in time for these speedruns? I don't really think so. And the reason I don't think so is because you're not taking time away from the actual time that you are controlling the character, if that makes sense. And I should point out that I really don't know how this is going to apply to other characters. So if there's anything anybody thinks of that might be relevant, please bring it up in the comments. But yeah, I guess that's one of the things that I'm hung up on. I still think this is probably the best way, but anyways, so I think I've already set my first marker, but boom, I'm just gonna do it again just to be sure. Okay, so now I'm just gonna advance the playhead until, oh, you know what? Wait a minute. Yeah, until I get to the end, and then I'm gonna do the same thing. And so if we remember, the rules are stop the timer when stage 8 clear appears. And I'm doing this the exact same for all 8 stages. So we got to move forward here. Just did our last move. What I'm looking for is the first frame where I see the stage 8 clears. And he's got to get up and fall back down. So we're going to kind of hurry through here. We should see his body go away and even his health bar go away first. Maybe just the health bar. Yeah, his body's staying. Going. I'm just gonna speed up here. Okay, yeah, alright, so you see how this stage 8 clear comes in? The very first frame, I see that. Is that it? Yeah. The very first frame that I see those letters, that's whenever I stop the speedrun. And you do that in this program by simply going to B down here. You have A marker for the beginning of B, and you click that. Is there a more consistent way to do this? Is there a more logical way to do this? I don't know. I think this is pretty good. Let me know what you guys think. And so, just so you know, we go down here in this corner. And we can see selection. The time is 1 minute, 41 seconds, and 867 milliseconds. That's how I get that time. Yeah, 141, 867. So that's how I'm doing it. So, like I said in the beginning, I just want to open up the conversation. This is a new thing. As far as I know, I'm the first person to kind of do this. I know one of my friends on Twitch, haha42, has said that they have done some individual level practice and timed some of them and stuff like that. And I'd like to see those videos. I think haha42 plays mainly with Blaze, and so that's very interesting. But I think I might be the first person to be seriously doing this just for the sake of speedrunning the levels. So this is something I've talked about for a while, wanting to do individual level speedruns, and hey, we're here, we're doing it. We're doing individual level speedruns, and I'm really enjoying it. I've honestly been kind of burnt out on the grind of the full game. It's gotten very difficult for me. And since I've started doing this, it's fun again. I'm really enjoying grinding each level down. And I'm learning through doing this new strats that are going to make the long game faster and more consistent. And at the end of the day, for me, that is one of the goals. I mean, and then the other goal is the individual level speedruns themselves. I think that is important. It's, you know, something different, and I'm enjoying it. I'm excited to see where it goes, and my goal is to grind each of the 8 levels down to the point to where I have basically perfect runs with current strats. And then I'm going to have to kind of make the decision of, am I going to try to find individual level strats that are going to be slightly faster, because we know that they exist. We just have to discover them, and some of them we probably know about. Or do I go back to the full game? And eventually, yes, like I want to take this and take it to the full game and use that to get in front of IOPA, to bump IOPA 7 more seconds. I need to pull off my PB to do that, and then eventually to take world record in max very easy. So these are my final thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comments, and like this video. If you like the video, you share it around. That tells the YouTube algorithm that this video has value, and I would appreciate it. And yeah, well, you guys have a good one. Bye.